5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. A landlocked state is a region or country that does not have any direct access to the sea or ocean. Such a state is completely surrounded by land or by other countries, which limits its ability to engage in maritime trade directly. This geographical condition has significant economic, political, and social implications for the development and connectivity of the region. The absence of a coastline affects transportation, trade, and access to global markets, making landlocked states more dependent on their neighboring regions for the movement of goods and services. The concept of landlocked states is important in the study of geography, economics, and international relations because it influences how a nation interacts with the rest of the world and how it manages its resources and trade routes. The challenges faced by landlocked states arise primarily due to their geographical position. Since they do not have their own seaports, they must rely on other states to transport their goods to and from international markets. This dependence often results in higher transportation costs, longer transit times, and greater vulnerability to political or economic disruptions in neighboring regions. If a neighboring state faces political instability, border disputes, or natural calamities, the landlocked state may find its trade routes blocked or restricted. This situation can have a direct impact on its economy, making it difficult to export goods, import essential items, or attract foreign investment. Transportation and trade are closely linked to the prosperity of a country. Landlocked states have to invest heavily in developing internal infrastructure such as roads, railways, and airports to connect with the nearest ports in neighboring coastal regions. Efficient transport corridors are essential for facilitating trade and reducing costs. However, building and maintaining such infrastructure requires substantial financial resources, which may not always be available to developing landlocked countries. The cost of transporting goods through multiple borders also adds to their economic burden, as they must pay transit fees, tariffs, and other charges imposed by neighboring states. The economic growth of landlocked states often depends on the goodwill and cooperation of neighboring regions. International agreements and regional cooperation play an important role in ensuring the smooth movement of goods across borders. Transit treaties and trade partnerships can provide landlocked countries with access to ports and trade facilities in coastal regions. For example, regional organizations often work to promote connectivity and economic integration among member states, helping landlocked countries overcome their natural disadvantages. Good diplomatic relations and mutual trust are essential for maintaining open and secure trade routes, which are the lifelines of landlocked economies. Being landlocked also influences the type of industries and economic activities that develop in such states. Without direct access to maritime resources such as fisheries, coastal tourism, or shipping industries, they tend to focus more on agriculture, manufacturing, mining, or services. Some landlocked regions are rich in natural resources like minerals, oil, or gas, which can provide economic opportunities if managed efficiently. However, extracting and exporting these resources requires reliable transport networks and cooperation with transit countries. The lack of easy access to seaports can sometimes discourage investment in such sectors, limiting the potential for economic diversification. The social and cultural life of landlocked states is also shaped by their geography. The absence of a coastline often influences lifestyle, trade habits, and even food culture. People in these regions may have limited exposure to maritime traditions, seafood industries, or coastal tourism. However, the interaction with neighboring states through trade and transit often leads to cultural exchange and diversity. Landlocked states frequently become crossroads of various civilizations, languages, and traditions due to their position between different regions. This can enrich their cultural identity and promote understanding among different communities. Environmental and climatic factors also affect the conditions of landlocked states. Many such regions are located in the interior parts of continents and experience extreme weather conditions such as harsh winters, dry summers, or limited rainfall. The lack of access to large water bodies can make them more vulnerable to droughts or water scarcity. Agriculture, which is often the backbone of their economy, may suffer due to insufficient irrigation or unpredictable rainfall. This makes sustainable management of natural resources crucial for their survival and development. Policies related to water conservation, soil management, and forest preservation become vital to maintaining ecological balance. Despite the challenges, being landlocked is not always a disadvantage if the state uses its resources wisely and maintains strong regional cooperation. Some landlocked countries have managed to achieve economic success by developing efficient transport systems, diversifying their economies, and building strong diplomatic ties with neighboring regions. Industrialization, technological innovation, and education can help such states overcome geographical barriers. The promotion of digital industries, financial services, and information technology can also provide opportunities that are not dependent on physical access to the sea. With the advancement of air transport and modern communication networks, landlocked states can connect with global markets more effectively than in the past. Regional and international organizations have recognized the specific needs of landlocked states and have introduced various programs to support their development. These initiatives aim to improve infrastructure, enhance trade facilitation, and promote economic integration. Global cooperation is essential for reducing the disadvantages faced by such regions and ensuring that they can participate equally in world trade. The principle of freedom of transit, recognized under international law, protects the right of landlocked states to access the sea through neighboring territories without unnecessary restrictions. Such legal and institutional support helps create a fairer and more balanced global trading system. Security and stability are also important concerns for landlocked states. Since they rely heavily on their neighbors for access to markets and resources, Any conflict or tension in the surrounding region can have serious consequences for their stability. Maintaining peaceful relations and engaging in regional diplomacy is therefore vital. Border management and the fight against illegal trade or smuggling require coordinated efforts. Strengthening internal governance and promoting transparency also contribute to stability. The concept of being landlocked teaches the importance of interdependence among nations. Stop.